maybe do the blessing the speech so that we're kind of getting ourselves in the right mode. And then we can do some recitation of Tara's praises, and then we'll do the mantra, the meditation at the end. So the meditation takes, if I do it like fully, takes about 40 minutes. So I'd like to take it nice and slow. So that's my idea for the program this morning. And I just wanted to know if anyone had any questions before we started or any particular requests. No? Okay. And Shayla, you're hosting? Okay. Thank you. Alrighty. So I'm going to share, first of all, our blessing the speech. Does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say the blessing the speech? No. T. T, are you where are you? Are you in Santa Fe?
No, Venerable, I'm in Loveland, Colorado.
You're in Colorado. Okay. Have you done any of the Tibetan Buddhist practices before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was with Tara Mandala for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. And Master Ku also taught me the Noble Eightfold Path.
Okay,
So I've had
great.
a couple of teachers, and I've been to the center once, actually recently. And I took DB3 2, and I'm in the DB3 class right now.
Okay, great.
And I had a Zen teacher teach me about the white Tara practice.
Oh,
So I don't know if
cool.
that's what we're doing.
We're doing green Tara today,
Okay,
but
I
white
am new to
Tara is
that.
similar, same family. But white Tara is all about long life, and green Tara is more about action, but you'll discover about her. Um, the other thing is the blessing of the speech is a practice that was given to our organization by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, our main teacher. And it's a really beautiful practice, so it won't be unfamiliar to you. We do some Sanskrit mantra. Um, uh, yeah. So anyway, you'll just follow along. I'll take it slow. And anyway, thanks for letting us know about
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, T. All right, everyone. Any other questions, anybody, before we start? No. Okay. All righty. I'm just trying to find this text now. My books. No. Okay. Okie dokie. Almost there, you guys. Okay. So this blessing speech practice can also be used as a meditation. So we've been doing this. We've done this a couple of times in our morning meditations. So just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture, both feet on the floor, about a hip's width apart. And I'm sorry to just change the microphone. There we go. So really try and settle into your seat and feel your feet on the floor if you're not sitting in the regular cross-legged position. And align your shoulders with your hips. You can have your hands resting comfortably in your lap or in the regular meditation mudra with the right hand nestled in the left and the thumbs touching. Or just rest your palms comfortably. Imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Just lengthen your spine. And when you go to the crown of the head, just relax the scalp. Maybe you can feel some sensation there. Relax the forehead and the eyes, your eyelashes, the eyeballs, the ocular nerve, the nerve at the back of the eye. Relax your nose, cheeks, mouth, the jaw, back of the tongue, your temples. Relax the back of the head. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down, and relax your throat and chest and belly and all of your limbs. And be aware of the breath sensations as you inhale and exhale. So, for our meditation, often we notice sensations around the nostrils. And just take note of where and how you're breathing. So maybe we often just think we're breathing into our chest. But actually we have lungs that kind of look a little bit like balloons. They're not just breathing at the front. You're breathing at the side, the back. And so if you inhale, maybe notice the sensation of the expansion of the ribs at the side, the back, the front, as well as the chest. And then you also might notice the rising and the falling of the belly. Be aware of any sounds in your environment. So allow those sounds to be there. Try not to run off and investigate. I've used this analogy before. In the 60s, 70s, there was this show called Bewitched, and there was Mrs. Craddock over the road who used to kind of peek out, look and see what was going on behind the curtains. So don't be Mrs. Craddock with the sounds. Just allow the sounds to be there. And then notice what's arising in your mind. So often when we do these purification practices, it brings to mind our speech that we maybe have been a little bit careless with. And so then we move into this beating ourselves up mode. So try and relax from that. Just notice what's in your mind. Be curious about what's there without judgment. Just be objective. Put some space in between your thoughts. Give yourselves a break. Just relax. Oh, yes. There's some anger. Interesting. Be curious. Gosh, I'm glad I saw that. Wouldn't you rather see it? Wouldn't you rather know that you had an infection in your body that you could cure very easily, very simply with antibiotics? It's the same with the mind. It's good to know these things are there. It's like, oh gosh, I probably need to deal with that. And then bring to mind some people of your life. So you can start with the people that you love, your very close friends, your spouses and children, your siblings. These people in our lives who we have these really profound and deep relationships with. And then we also have people in our life who are, maybe we wish weren't there, or we just have a bit of difficulty with, or maybe they've really harmed you. So we tend to push those ones away. And then we have these strangers in our life. So many of them. We just pass by people every single day without giving any thought about what might be going on for them. When you sort of run into people in the store, you have no idea what might they be going home to, where they've come from, what kind of troubles are going on in their workplace. We just never know. But we don't think twice about them after we've walked out of the store or passed by them on the freeway. But regardless of how we feel about all these people, they're all equal. They all have this extraordinary wish, just like you and me, to be happy. They all don't want to suffer. We do everything we can to remove ourselves from suffering. Like you get uncomfortable in your chair, so you shift. And they're all equal in this extraordinary capacity for this Buddha mind. Everybody has it. We're all on a different path, at our own path, going our own pace. So really think that however it is you're turning up this morning to do these practices, it's all fine. Just where you're at today. So we start this practice. So we'll just think about motivating the whole of this morning's practice. So an hour and a half. So for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings, and then you can just think for yourself, anyone who you feel, you want to motivate for, do this practice for, and of course for ourselves as we move along our spiritual path. So we start by taking this little refuge prayer. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. So here it says, purify the truly existent I in emptiness. Then your wisdom, realizing emptiness, which is non-dual with great bliss, manifests as a deity. So if you haven't received a formal or traditional initiation into any particular deity, then don't do that. But what we're going to do now is a body of light meditation, which is what you can do instead if you haven't received an initiation. So imagine, just settle back into your meditation posture. So imagine upon the crown of your head is this beautiful ball of radiant white light. It's blissful. It's brilliant. It's a little bit smaller than the crown of your own head, about 1 or 2 inches above the crown of your head. And if, you may not be particularly a visualizer, it's just enough to know it's there. Just feel the presence of this ball of light above the crown of your head. Now imagine this light contains all the wisdom, the blissful energy, healing, compassion, intelligence, all the enlightened energy of all the Buddhas and the bodhisattvas, all the holy beings in all of the universes. It's contained in this light. And imagine now this light becomes, it's just this ball of light, starts to reduce in size until it comes to about an inch in diameter. And then it just dissolves into you through the crown of your head. You can imagine it going down past your throat and into your chest, into your heart. And now once again, imagine this light, this little tiny ball of light starts to expand. And as it does so, all the solid parts of your body start to dissolve. Your organs, heart, liver, spleen, kidneys, lungs, all become light. Your brain becomes light. Then imagine your bones all becoming light. Your skull, light. And then imagine your brain becoming light. And then your skin, the hairs on your skin, your fingernails, all becoming light. The blood and the blood vessels, tendons, ligaments, muscles, the fascia in the body. The fascia is a very thin layer. I don't know if they would describe it as skin, but it's a coating, like when you peeling a chicken and there's this layer of skin, a layer of, kind of white that you pull off when you're preparing a chicken. This is the fascia. They say it's an extremely important organ. That's how it's regarded now. It's like this thin layer kind of holds all the organs together, I think. You can look it up. Fascia. So imagine everything's now become light, blissful, radiant, white light. Just allow yourself for a minute or two to meditate on the body as a body of light. And if your mind becomes distracted or a thought or feeling arises that disturbs you, distracts you, just melt that into light. Okay, so now you can stay in meditation while I just read you the description on your tongue. There's a syllable R standing upright. So imagine an AH on your tongue. And then this AH, this R, transforms into a flat moon disc. So you've got this round, white, radiant disc on your tongue. And on top of that appears a white syllable Om. So you have this round moon disc, that was the R, and then you have this Om standing upright on your tongue. So now around the Om, the first circle, is white Sanskrit vowels. And they're standing in a clockwise direction, but you don't we don't know those necessarily off the top of our head. So just imagine this ring of white radiant light around the Om, and imagine it's moving in a clockwise direction. And then we have the red Sanskrit consonants standing counterclockwise. So again, just imagine this red light, a ring of red light moving counterclockwise. And then we have the blue heart mantra of dependent relation standing clockwise. So then you have this blue light moving clockwise. So quite a lot of kind of amazing light activity on your tongue right now. And now imagine these light beams radiate from the Om and the mantra garlands, so those rings of light, hooking back the blessings and the power of the speech of those beyond and not beyond the world in the form of the 3 mantras, the 7 precious objects of a king's reign, the 8 auspicious signs, and the 8 auspicious substances. So there's a little explanation here about what all that is. So those who are beyond the world are the Buddhas, the Arya Bodhisattvas abiding in the 3 pure bhumis, and the Arhats. Those who are not beyond the world are the yogis, who are accomplishing the path, and the sages who have actualized the words of truth. So due to the power of abiding in silence and living in the morality of abstaining from negative karmas of speech, the words of these sages have much power, so whatever they pray for is successful. So I think for all of us, before we start giving ourselves a hard time for not living in silence of our speech and not being able to keep pure morality of karma or of speech, these yogis and sages are likely up in the mountains in silent retreat. So then you don't really have an opportunity to speak in a non-virtuous way. So all their these sages have much power, and so whatever they pray for is successful. So all the blessings and the power of the speech are hooked back in the form of the 3 mantras, the 7 precious objects of a king's reign, the 8 auspicious signs, and the 8 auspicious substances. So yeah, just imagine the sky is filled with all these amazing things. All the enjoyments of the world are filling the sky. All the auspicious healing substances, all the gold and jewels, all the happy times, all of this absorbed into the mantras on the moon disc on your tongue, like rain falling on ocean. You can imagine all the blessings and power of the speech of the holy beings. All the 8 auspicious signs are those signs you see on those banners, like the never-ending knot, the fish, those ones. The 7 precious objects of a king's reign. Just imagine all of this falling on your tongue. And they absorb into the mantras on the moon disc on your tongue, like rain falling on the ocean. So rain falling on the ocean means it's a nice image because it doesn't kind of run off anywhere. It gets absorbed into the water. So now here, if you look at the screen, or you can listen. So these are the mantras for blessing the speech. Concentrate on the visualization and recite the mantras beginning from the inner circle. So the inner circle is that first Sanskrit vowel, ali, and that's the white circle. So as you recite the vowels, white nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your whole body, and all the negative karmas collected with your body from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. So we'll do the common pronunciation, the one on the bottom here. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, o, ang, svaha. Om, a, I think it's supposed to be a, I, u, ri, li, o, ang, svaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, o, ang, svaha. So imagine all the magic of the beauty and the enlightened energy, the speech energy of all the beings now just absorbed into your tongue. The Sanskrit consonants, Kali. And as you recite the consonants, red nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your body. So that's the next ring out. That's a red ring. And all the negative karmas collected with your speech from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. So we'll do the common pronunciation. Om ka nya. Sat sa gya na. Ta na. Ta na. Pa ma. Yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. Om ka nya. Sat gya na. Ta na. Ta na. Pa ma. Yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. Om ka nya. Sat gya na. Ta na. Ta na. Pa ma. Yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. So now we have the heart mantra of dependent relation. So this time, imagine blue nectar beams flowing down from the mantra and fill your whole body, and all the negative karmas collected with your mind from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. So we'll do the common pronunciation again. Here the instruction is you must pause after yo before reciting ni, and that's the middle line there. You can see the little asterisks. Om aye dama hetu pabawa hetu tekan tatagato hayavadat tekan sayo nirada emvadi maha shramane svaha. Om aye dama hetu pabawa hetu tekan tatagato hayavadat tekan sayo nirada emvadi maha shramane svaha. Om aye dama hetu pabawa hetu tekan tatagato hayavadat tekan sayo nirada emvadi maha shramane svaha. So then the absorption of the mantras. The heart mantra dependent relation absorbs into the consonants into the vowels into the syllable om. So just imagine that. The blue ring absorbs into the red ring. The red ring absorbs into the white ring. And that all absorbs the syllable om. So we're going backwards now, and then the om into the moon cushion on your tongue. And that moon cushion now transforms back into the syllable ah. And the ah melts into pink nectar. I still think it should be purple, but anyway, it's a light colored pinky color. And that absorbs into your tongue. So it's I don't know if ever anyone remembers having the polio vaccine. It was a pink, it was pink nectar that they put on our tongue. Or was it a pink nectar that went into a block of sugar that we sucked on? Something like that. I remember at school we all had it. Anyway, just imagine this pink nectar absorbing into your tongue, and that becomes the nature of a vajra. That's a dorje. So you may have seen people with a dorje and a bell. It's the dorje, and the dorje represents the indestructibility of compassion. So that's what the vajra represents, indestructibility of compassion. It's a very, very powerful image. So now you imagine your tongue becomes heavy and strong, as if difficult to move, and as indestructible as a vajra, and generates strong faith that all the blessings and the power of the speech of the Buddhas and bodhisattvas, the arahats, the yogis, the sages have entered your speech and made it perfect. And think, my speech becomes perfect. So here we have some benefits. Rinpoche, I always love talking about benefits. The benefits of this blessing the speech are: one, the power of your speech becomes perfect. Whatever you recite is multiplied 10 million times. The power of your speech is not taken away by eating wrong foods, and gossiping becomes the recitation of mantra. So for those of you who may not recognize, eating wrong foods is referring to the kinds of foods that they say not to eat on the days where we take this we do this practice called taking precepts. So we just kind of simplify our lives a bit. We don't wear perfume. We don't deliberately kill things. We don't eat meat. We don't wear jewelry. We just kind of we don't watch things on TikTok, and we don't read books. We just practice meditation and practice Dharma. And they come with a few vows, and one of the practices is not to eat certain kinds of foods, so meat, garlic, onions, this kind of food. So that's what they regard as wrong food. But should you accidentally eat the wrong kind of food, the power of your speech is not taken away by eating wrong food at the wrong time. So I think that's what that's referring to. So dedication: may my tongue, sense base have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss by the magnificence and power of my words. May all sentient beings be subdued. May all the meanings of whatever words I say be accomplished. Okay. So does anyone have any questions about that practice, or anything they want to share, or anything they want to discuss before we move on? James, I can just see your eyes above the screen, and your nose, and a beautiful painting behind you. Oh, there you go. It's okay. There you go. Thank you. All right, where's our tea gone? T, how was that for you? Did it make sense?
Yes, I had a hard time with the speech,
Oh, we all do. Oh, you're not alone, my friend.
I would love to practice that again. I don't know how, but
Well, you can come along to our morning. We do meditations in the morning, and we can practice it. You can also find that particular practice in the FPMT Essential Prayer Book. So if you go into iBooks, or go into the FPMT website, fpmt.org, you'll find that book in there, Essential Prayers, and that's at the very beginning in daily practices. So we're doing some of those in the morning on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I'll sometimes I do different things.
yeah, I need to
Sometimes
tap in.
yeah, come along. It's 7:30 your time if you're able to, if you're not rushing off to work or anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Venerable.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Mary. And as Mary says, it's also on the YouTube channel. So we did this practice on Friday. Did we do it on Friday? We did it on Friday. So if you look up the date for Friday, what was it, 22nd? So if you look up, you'll look for me, and then you'll see that practice is there, and you can just do it with everyone. Okay. Okay, everyone. So now, where are we? I think what I'm going to do is go straight into the Tara practice. I'm going to put up an image of Tara, and then if there's time at the end, we can do one or two of the Tara praises. Is that okay? Okay. Any more questions before I move on? No. All right. Let's do it. To find a nice picture of Tara for you all. Oh, I think I'll just use Judith's one. Oh, hang on. I have another one, which is an interesting one. Go. I'll use this one. Oh, actually, no, hang on one second. I quite like this one. I'm going to use this one. Oh, right. Here's my screen. Can you see this? I'm not. Are you seeing something? Anything? What are you seeing, Tara?
We can see it, but we can also see your screen behind it. Is there some way
That
to
is weird. Okay, let me just try that
if you
again.
maybe if you made hit the green button.
I hit the wrong button.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what are you seeing now? There you go. That's
perfect.
correct. So this was actually painted by one of our nuns, who's quite old now. She lived up in the Sulakumbu for many years, and helped to look after Lamso Rinpoche's, one of Lamso Rinpoche's uncles. She also was the author of the Laudo Lama, which is a book about Lamso Rinpoche's. It's a biography. She knows the Sherpa people very, very well, and she was a lawyer. She's Spanish, and she painted this. It's a very, very sweet painting. This Tara. So it's in the Vajrapani's Gompa, down there in Boulder Creek, Santa Cruz Mountains. Okay, let's get our Tara. Okay. So let's settle back into a nice, comfortable seated posture. If you need to have a little wriggle, go ahead and do so. I'm going to take a little sip of water before we start, if you want to do that as well. Amaham. Okay. So settle back into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Make sure your spine is aligned, lengthened. So part of sitting correctly is not necessarily about just looking perfect while you're meditating. It's definitely a lot of benefit in keeping the body aligned in terms of your physical health. So when you're aligned, the blood, the lymph, the oxygen all flows a little bit better, making it easier for you to concentrate. So we're just trying to give ourselves the best possible situation that we can, because we have so many distractions in our world. Wouldn't you prefer just to get on to YouTube and check out all the different clips of Wicked, for example, rather than sitting down and just focusing? Because in comparison, one might seem a little more boring than the other if your mind needs stimulation. So we have a lot of competition out there for our own attention. So if we're sitting correctly, that just is one more thing for us to kind of bring ourselves inwards. So again, notice the breath sensations as you inhale and exhale. So this is a meditation on green Tara. I think Venerable Jamyang Wangma's Tara is a little more, I don't know. It's green. So imagine Tara in the space in front of you, about the level of your forehead and about 6 to 8 feet away. And she has this beautiful, radiant, green, light body. And she's sitting on a multicolored lotus. Her left foot is drawn in, like when you sit meditating, and her right foot is out, resting on its own little multicolored lotus. So her left foot drawn in indicates her complete and effortless control over her desire energy, and her right foot out indicates her willingness and her capacity to get up and act for sentient beings. So green Tara is often referred to as the wish-fulfilling Buddha, and she represents this quick capacity, represented as female, to cut through the obstacles, to get things done, and to be successful. And of course, to make us all blissful. So imagine Tara is very youthful. She's young, she's radiant, she's full of energy and bliss. She wears colored silken garments and jewelry on her ears, her ankles, around her arms, around her neck, on her toes, fingers, around the crown of her head, around her waist. And this jewelry isn't just like the jewelry you get in the store, in the mall, in the department store, wherever. This is just emanations of her virtue, emanation of her holy mind. And this jewelry is radiant, brilliant, sparkling. And her silken garments, you can imagine they're made of something like, I don't know, dakini cloth. This is just not ordinary silk from the marketplace. Again, and she's sort of dressed in this royal Indian style. You can also imagine if you have a teacher or you've learned any of these practices from a particular teacher, you can imagine this is the mind of that teacher manifesting in this form as Tara for you. So, because these are deities, they're a little foreign to us in how they look, how they appear, what we say they're capable of doing. So if you imagine this is the mind of your teacher, makes it a little bit more, I don't know, normal or personal. It brings it down to earth a little bit. To the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Tara. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So now imagine one, we'll start. I won't talk about chakras, so we'll get confusing. So we'll just start with the first chakra. So it represents the body. So Lama Tara sends powerful, blissful white light from the Om at her brow chakra. So we're only dealing with a few of the chakras here. That's why I didn't want to get too far into it. So Om at her brow. And this enters your brow and completely fills you. And imagine that all your problems and sufferings and heaviness of body are purified by this light. And all the harm you've ever done to any living being with this body and all infinite past bodies is also purified, eradicated completely, not one atom left, as we recite her mantra. And I'm wondering if somebody could put in the chat, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, just in case there's, thank you so much, Shayla, just in case there's somebody who doesn't know this mantra. So Shayla's just writing the mantra in the chat. So go ahead and look at that if you'd like to chant along with us. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 So now imagine the light coming again, and this time imagine your body's become a blissful light body, just like Tara's, indestructible, just like it will be when you attain the deity's body, the Sambhogakaya. And imagine it's not possible to ever harm others with this body, only to benefit them. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 Now imagine Tara sending red light from the R at her throat chakra to your throat. And this purifies all the problems of your speech. So, I think as Venerable Rabina often says, we don't go around bashing people up and, physically harming them, but we do a lot of damage with our speech. So this does not now give everybody permission to beat yourselves up about all the speech stuff. Just enough to recognize it's there. And right now we're purifying, so rejoice. So she sends red light from the R to throat, to your throat. So imagine that happening. So, we do stuff like inappropriate speech. We rabbit on about nothing, useless speech. We talk about things that are not really necessary to talk about. We have this kind of uncontrolled speech. You might notice if you have caffeine, your speech starts to take off. You have angry speech. We get angry at people. We criticize. And we have this inability to express ourselves appropriately with wisdom. Sometimes we just don't have the right words. And so all the harm that you may have done to any living being with the speech of this life and all of our infinite past lives, just imagine it's completely purified. It's eradicated by this blissful red light, not one atom left as we recite her mantra again. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 And then the light comes again. And imagine this time you're full, completely full of all the blissful, perfect, compassionate wisdom, appropriate speech of Lama Tara, such that whatever sound you utter is necessarily beneficial to any living being who hears it. And all of this is your potential. So now feel full of this powerful speech energy as we recite our mantra again. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 So now imagine Lamatara sending powerful beams of blue light, blue like the sky, from the blue hum at her heart chakra. And this enters your heart. And imagine that all the unhappiness of your mind, so any confusion or arrogance or anger or jealousy or pride, resentment, hurt, anxiety, depression, fear, not feeling enough, feeling kind of out of place, insecure, all of these. It's include, and see, these are all kind of regarded as delusions. And so the root delusion is ego grasping, which is the cause of all of our suffering and why we harm others. Imagine this is completely eradicated by this powerful blue light. Not one atom left as you recite her mantra again. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Soham. Now imagine the blue light coming again. And this time feel full of all the blissful, omniscient, compassionate mind of Lama Tara. All of this is your potential. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soham. 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 Now imagine the three lights coming from Lama Tara's three chakras simultaneously. And they penetrate your three places. So the white Om at your brow, the red Ah at your throat, the blue Hum at your heart. So we're moving at a much more subtle level now. So imagine this time, feel that even the subtlest stains of all delusion are completely eradicated. All delusion of the body, the speech, and the mind. Not one atom left, and feel really blissful. So we'll recite her mantra again, and then we'll just meditate for a few minutes, Try and stay in this blissful state, concentrating on being one with this energy of Mother Tara. Bliss, action, getting things done. This enlightened energy. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soham. 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 Now imagine Lama Tara's lotus dissolving up into her leg, the little foot lotus dissolving up into her leg. And then the main lotus dissolving up into her body. And then she comes to sit above the crown of your head, facing the same way as you, about an inch or two above the crown of your head. And then out of a wish to become one with your mind, imagine this is also the mind of your teacher, she melts into light. And she just kind of dissolves into you through your crown. So imagine this beautiful, enlightened, holy green light just dissolving into you and becoming one with your body, your speech, and your mind. And think now, I am one with the Lama Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind, and feel blissful. And we'll meditate like this for another 3 or 4 minutes. If your mind starts to travel, very gently bring it back, and you can dissolve it into light, the object or the obstacle. Now think, now I'm Tara. I must lead all these people of my life to enlightenment, my loved ones, the ones I don't like, the strangers, all the sentient beings around. So imagine right in front are your enemies, the ones you don't like very much. In front to the left are your friends, your loved ones. And to the right and everywhere else, all the rest of sentient beings, the strangers, above, below, right, left, behind, in front. And they're pervading all of space. I think that they're all the same. They all want happiness. They don't want suffering. They all possess Buddha nature. Now imagine from your heart, millions and millions of tiny green taras emanate out and they enter the friends, they enter the strangers. These tiny green taras even enter the enemies. And they take away all of their suffering and give them everything they need and transform them into their own Tara. So really imagine this, really want this as you recite the mantra again. So I'll chant the mantra 7 times out loud, and then we can recite the rest of the mala quietly to ourselves. And for those of you who don't have a mala, or you're not, or whatever, just imagine just reciting it mentally in your mind, or you can just recite it to yourself. But we'll do 108, but it doesn't matter if you don't do 108. Okay. Om tare tutare ture sohan. 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 Tare tutare ture sohan. Om tare tutare ture sohan. Now imagine all these transformed taras absorbing to you. They absorb back into you and they enhance your own Tara nature. So we'll meditate like this for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. She's 3 minutes. Then we'll do some the praise. Maybe you have time for one. Everybody just relax. And I have the 21 taras up here now, so we can recite them in English. Oh, this is the wrong one. Sorry. Oh, I thought I was being so clever. I put the wrong one up. Okay. But I would sneak it up there while you guys were meditating. And all right, where are we at? Went too far. What's the right one? Okay. Okie dokie. I have it here. Okay. Sorry for the wait, you guys. All right. We'll do the English version. All right. I prostrate to the noble transcendent liberator. Homage, Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from opening stamens of the Lord of Three Worlds, T-born lotus. Homage, she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000 star collection. Homage, golden blue one lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort, calm austerity, patience, meditation, her sphere. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage, feeling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All-Lord, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marud, honored by the host of spirits, gods, raisers, Gandharvas, Yakshas. Homage with her tray and pay sounds, destroying foes' magic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to a very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champion, she with founding lotus visor, she who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at the heart, her fingers adorn her with three jeweled mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage, she so joyous, radiant, crown her meeting garlands of light, muffle laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage, she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage, crown adorned with crescent, moon all ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage, she Mudrita blaze like eon ending fire abiding, righteous lip and joy surround you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage, she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter hum, the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage, happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage, she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, frees with hum and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to a with seed letter of the shape of syllable hum, by foot stamping shakes her 3 worlds, Miru, Mandara, and Binya. Homage holding in her hand the Hemak moon of Deva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pei, totally dispelling poison. Homage, she whom gods and their kings and their kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage, she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroy such as spirits, yakshas, and race corpses supreme Ture. These praises with root mantras and prostrations Asa 21. We'll do the prayer of the benefits. Whoever is endowed with devotion for the goddess and recites this with supreme faith, remembering it at dawn, upon waking, and in the evenings, will be granted all fearlessness, will pacify perfectly all negativities, will eliminate all unfortunate migrations. The multitude of conquerors will quickly grant initiation. Thus endowed with this greatness, one will eventually reach the state of a Buddha. If affected by the most terrible poison, whether ingested, drunk, or from a living being, just by remembering will one thoroughly be cleansed. If this prayer is recited 2, 3, or 7 times, it will pacify all the suffering of torments caused by spirits, fevers, and poisons, and by their other beings as well. If you wish for a child, you will get a child. If you wish for wealth, you will receive wealth. All your wishes will be fulfilled and all obstacles pacified. So let's do some dedication. Bottom here. Ogiwadinuradudag Pamadroma Truburne Drowa Chikyang Malupar Dei Sala Gurparshog. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for coming along. Have a wonderful Sunday. Let's just also dedicate all the practice today for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of your own teachers. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hosting, Shayla, on a Sunday morning. Thanks for coming on a Sunday morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day and lots of love. And I look forward to seeing some of you next week. Okay. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.